Hi, YouTube. I hope you're doing good. I'm doing pretty good today. Um, there's a reason why I didn't frost those cinnamon rolls before I showed them to you because it would have been worse. They look so pretty. They really do. Oh, I know they're going to be good. So, yeah. Anyway, that was fun to do. Sometimes I love to bake and other times I just don't. So, depends because I've done a lot of it in my life. So, yeah. Especially when my kids were around, I would make all kinds of stuff. So, even Danish, you know, um, everything. So, but I'm not just bragging because I studied a lot in my life, but if you have any doubts ever about my language skills or what I'm telling you about what I can do in my life, I've been taking tests because I can, and they're there. I have tests on my Facebook page. One I took yesterday was for plumbing, and of course, I'm a licensed contractor with a DUNS number, so yeah, I know my plumbing, but I just want to show people I'm not just talking. I've really worked hard in my life to know what I am talking about. So today, um, I spelt all these capitals in the world, cities, with nothing wrong. I didn't get a thing wrong. And then I'm a PhD level in language. So there's a language test there from languages from all over the world. Like I told you, I do know quite a few. Well, I know them all. I mean, I can read it all. But so I passed good enough to be a professor. So if you want to take that test and try it for yourself, you might be able to see that I do know what I'm talking about. And these are tests that I just take. I don't retake them. The one time I had to go back in because it kicked me out, that was on the plumbing one. But aside from that, I just go in there and I take them tests for fun, actually, because I was sort of bored and there's nothing else to do. So at the time, so um, that's what I did. So keep him busy. And I thought, heck, I might as well learn something or see what I do know, which I seem for myself to be able to carry conversations in just about every area in life. So, because I always wanted to learn everything, um, I'm never going to stop learning. So, I suggest the same with everybody. Take some tests. If you don't do so good, make it fun. Take it over. I mean, why not? Can't hurt, right? Especially when it comes to language. That's one of my big, big things with people. It's like, well, it's good to know what you're talking about when you're speaking or spelling, you know? So I don't know. I don't really have a lot on my mind today, and like I said, I'm not bragging. I work hard and I read literally, well, one library. I exhausted the library when I was a kid in my elementary school. I read so much, and the librarian made me her helper. I helped her do the Dewey Decimal System for the whole library, every single book, thousands and thousands of books that I read most through my childhood. Plus, we had an extensive library in our house and encyclopedias and world books and National Geographic and Reader's Digest with spelling and stuff in there, so. And I actually am really good in sciences too, so um, I have to know what I'm talking about when I'm speaking on everything. And when people don't, it irritates me. But I mean, I can get over it if you're willing to learn, you know. And people that are like Well, don't read the King James Bible. Well, I got something to tell you. The Word of God's in there, regardless of the mumbo jumbo that comes from the Tower of Babel, which is the English language. And if you know the words and you know how to read the words accurately in English or any other language, it isn't mumbo jumbo, it's still the Word of God. And the Ten Commandments and seven deadly sins, the laws of God that are written in the King James Bible the right way, are a good rule of thumb to live by regardless. So, and a lot of preachers don't preach about the seven deadly sins because, like um, uh, gluttony and greed and oh, I could let me think of them now. Uh, your moral values inside yourself. That's what they really speak upon. And that's why they call them deadly, because people overlook them. You do them over and over and over again, and they add up. They are deadly to our soul, you know. So envy, um, let's see. I said greed, envy. Well, it's got like laziness in there and gluttony and, you know, as far as being um, righteous, it's a good rule of thumb to read it. I mean, in every world view, they have laws to live by to keep people morally safe. It doesn't matter which scriptures you're actually reading for that, because the Word of God shines through, is what I'm trying to say. But it does help to know all the languages when you're reading it. And don't just stop at one definition. Put the definition, look at them all. Look where the word comes from, and then see what actually makes logical sense. Because if you're not getting anything from it when you read it, and the Word of God is in there, well, then that's sorrowful to me. I'm sorry for you. And I agree. The Sanskrits and the Dead Sea Scrolls, yes, they're cool. Can you read Sanskrit or write it? I can. If you go pre Hebrew, Aramaic, yes, I agree 100%, but it still does not take the laws of God out of the King James Bible. There's Proverbs, there's Psalms, there's Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, Daniel, Revelation. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff in there if you know how to read it, if you're reading it spiritually and not literally. So, and it does make a big difference, and it makes a whole lot more sense, you know. So, um, and I won't debate anything with anybody. Why? Because I know better. That's why. Am I smarter? God guides me and I listen. Does that make me smarter? I think so. Actually, you can try it the same way. I'm not being a fathead here. I'm telling you like it is. When a person works hard, that's not pride. I am telling you the truth. And when I speak, I expect people to pay attention like that. The only person that doesn't really, but yet does, is Satan himself. And I'll go up against his bullshit any day and back him down. I do that well with anybody. You can come against me. I don't care. I got words for you. I always ask God. So, I mean, I don't mind if somebody wants to debate anything with me on a healthy level. But if I know something to be a fact and we see things differently, that's okay too. Then you might want to watch somebody else anyway. So that's where I'm at with that. So, but yeah, I take a lot of these tests because, um, well, proving it to myself, keeping my mind fresh. And then I thought today when I took that one about languages, I thought, well, when people come and tell me, you should read this or do that or do this, when I've got like going on 800 videos telling you about my life and how I started my life studying this so I could speak the word, the truth to people. And I was literally trained by people in the lodge that wanted to get the word out for people. Jesuits in a blue lodge, Masonic blue lodge. So when I'm telling you what's up, I'm telling you what's up. It's not just bullshit coming out of my mouth. I can prove it and back it up. So that's what I'm saying. And that's not pride. As a matter of fact, it's sometimes very hard for me to get on here and say, like I'm just saying, I've got the test, I took it. You go take it. I'd probably ace it tomorrow if I took it again because I'd remember the ones I got wrong. So, but I aced it enough to teach. So, I literally started teaching. One of my first jobs was working at a preschool. And then my fourth job when I was 15 was working. Oh, wait, my first job was paper girl. And I delivered flyers and telephone books and catalogs, big thick ones like that, with my mom. And then I took over my brother's paper route, and I always helped him with that anyway. Then I went to work at the preschool. Then I worked cleaning a bakery. Then I was a student teacher at an elementary school for third and fourth graders. So I used to take my guitar in on Fridays and play. I think some of you will know this story, but I did not know that Puff the Magic Dragon was about smoking pot, and I would play that for them. They just loved it. Little Jackie Paper loved that rascal Puff. Brought him strings and sealing wax and other fancy stuff. Oh, no. I can't believe I was singing that song to little kids, not something I would do today. Unbelievable. So, just kind of funny though, because I was a kid too. I really did not know any better, so that's bad. Then after that, I went to work in a trucking farm because we moved out into the country. They were trying to keep me out of trouble, so I wouldn't run away. But I mean, I wasn't getting in trouble, I was just running away. But I still kept running away because they brought my abuser into the home. And, well, one of my abusers along with them. But anyway, so then I had enough and I moved out and started making my way where I could get an apartment and a job and prove to the state that these people were not very good for me and I could do better on my own. So I divorced them. I got emancipated and carried on from then. Went working on ranches out in Montana and, well, nursing in between, taking my classes and working at retirement homes and whatever it took to survive. Then hospital combination homes, and then ran a drywall business and still worked at the hospital and took more classes. Um, just keeping busy all the time, so damn busy. I went literally years without sleep like normal people. A lot of it was from the turmoil that I was raised around and then had been around after that. So, like, literally days and weeks and months and years all added up with me not sleeping. So, yeah, but I'm doing better now. I really don't sleep all that great, but a lot of it has to do with injuries I've had and osteoarthritis and my allergies and all that. So, but I'm lucky if I do, and not living in the city does help because we don't have all that noise. I literally do wake up hearing birds and cows mooing and a rooster across the field and another one across the creek. Sometimes I hear him pretty loud. So, coyotes and wolves, especially in the evening, they like to, the coyotes, they just love to scream in the evening. So, that's, um, I just had a little gnat land on my phone. So, yeah. Then I thought about showing you all them cinnamon rolls frosted, but you can imagine they're beautiful, and I've got them all packaged up now in a dome so they don't get squished. And yeah, I'll try some later. Probably a couple of them anyway, maybe three. I don't know. Some of them are smaller, but I've got OCD, and one of the things is like if I eat like so many cookies or whatever, it's got to be just the right amount. Doug's got that too, and he won't admit it, but I know and we do kind of sabotage each other in that area with the counting thing because it's kind of subconscious, if you know what I mean. It's not like we're not the kind that's got to flick a switch or nothing like that. That's not it. It's like for me, a lot of it is when I'm washing my hands, like in nursing, how you're taught to sing. We used to sing "Mary Had a Little Lamb," or or you can count or whatever. But I've got my own counting system for washing my hands, and that's even my hair, everything, um, and eating. So yeah, and I think that helps with weight control too, or it could be detrimental either way. So if it's not the right amount, then maybe one more would be you see, but or two less, Eh, so yeah, and nobody can just eat one. So yeah, but I have my good days and bad days, and that's how I do it. I'll have treats, and then I'll cut it off, and then I'll eat really, really healthy and not worry about the treats, and so yeah. But I did just feel like baking. Um, Kind of my heart was sad, and I do bake when my heart's sad. So if somebody wants to make me unhappy and they're hanging around, hey, I'll probably cook you something or not. you know, if you're really a bad person, I might feed you, but I wouldn't probably make you cinnamon rolls, or anything really special. Just something kind of nice. I usually make nice stuff, so, you know. Anyway, anybody interested in taking them tests? It's just my name over on Facebook. I don't know. Maybe YouTube has a link for me on my page. I don't know. They might. I saw other people had that like that. I think I linked them up, so I don't see why it shouldn't be there. But if not, go over to Facebook. You're more than welcome to friend me over there or whatever, or not. Just check out the tests I take if you have any doubt of what I'm saying is fact, you know. I did take a Bible test, and I know my scriptures very well, but there was a couple questions in there, and I got disgusted because it was baloney. So, something like that, I'm really careful because I'm not going to pass around something I know is not true. You know, it's like I was reading this article about different names of Satan: Simon, Samuel, Michael. Um, and understanding how Christ rises and everybody kind of gives a deeper understanding on that thing. And so, anyway, that's why Simon Says, so, which is a horrible game. Do you guys know that game? Simon Says, do this or that. Just that's disgusting to me. Usually, when somebody tells me to do something, I'm not going to. I won't do the opposite, but I definitely probably will not do what you tell me to do. Unless it's a good suggestion, then I'll be like, hey, good idea, thank you. you know, excuse me a moment. Cheers. Some cold coffee because it is really warm out. They said we're going to have some fall like weather coming up here, and it's fall, so yeah. But my kids out west are roasting and all that comes east. So I think it's just a heat wave coming across the country. But come the fall, we get the jet stream swings down and we get that cold Arctic air. So that should be coming in. And we've had so much moisture this year. I really think Mother Earth is trying to clean herself for real. She's crying, keeps raining, trying to rinse all the pollution from all the factories and jets and everything else. That's not chemical trail or geoengineering. It's pollution that they can't legally spray. They can't bury it in the ground because the lifespan of it is something like 200,000 years or more on a lot of them chemicals, so they dump them in the air where they can't be caught. So I was telling you about that Lufthansa airline that's commissioned out of California, German airline from, where was that? Cologne, I believe. Uh, anyway, they're the ones that are doing the spraying, along with other probably non-commercial, or maybe what do you call them? Like field spraying, like when they spray crop sprayers. I bet a lot of them crop sprayers do that. But it was about 4 or 5 years ago. There was 6, 8 tanks in Minnesota out in a field, and they were all moving in succession across this field, just spraying one great big giant cloud of gunk on us. So I think that the military is probably involved in that too. Oh, and speaking of military, there's a guy named Jeff over on my page. He's a veteran against war. He's got a hat, military vet against war. Um, God bless his heart for sure, because he knows that it's not the right thing to do, for real. So, and he is a hero to me to stand up even against the other vets that believe in war. Believe you, nobody's going to convince me you're saving anybody by being in another country and fighting, or even saying that you're protecting them, because that's all baloney. It's contrived to make money. from the taxpayers, totally contrived. And nobody will ever convince me any different that these countries, the bigger countries that invade other countries and take all their wealth and kill their people, that you're doing it for me. No, I can fight my own battles. Have somebody come on my land, try and take my stuff, see what the hell happens to you. You know, that's the way I feel, and I know most Americans do. So, these people that think that I'm unpatriotic, I love our flag and what it stands for, and I'm sure every country does just as much as the next person, maybe even more, because my love is that deep that I refuse to say it's okay to kill for any reason. Because nobody has to really die. If you come on my land, I mean, I could shoot you in your kneecap and you're not going to move and you ain't going to die either. And you'll be screaming so damn bad, I could wrap you up and send you to the hospital. You'll be all right, but you're not going to die. These people don't have to kill each other, you know. I could take my wrist rocket and beam you in the head and, well, maybe not, because it would break a vein, but I mean, I could pummel you with steelies, little steel balls I got, and I wouldn't have to shoot you. Well, actually, I would rather just slap somebody off their damn feet if you're gonna piss with me. So, and that's exactly, or kick you across the yard. That's just the way I am, and I've had to do that before, and I didn't have to kill anybody, but I did defend myself because I've been hurt before. I've had broken bones, and nobody's laying a hand on me and getting away with it. So, and self defense is a good thing, and you still don't have to. I'm capable, but you don't have. I'm a dead eye with a gun. I shoot bow and arrow, just a straight bow, not compound, and I'm a dead eye with that too. At very long distances. I mean, I'm very every weapon from around the world, I can use it. In fact, anything is a weapon. Like this one chick wanted me to teach her how to do some taekwondo or judo or jiu-jitsu or hapkido or whatever different things that I do know. And I told her, I said, you could kill somebody with a Twinkie. You could grab the back of their neck and cram it down their throat, you know, or grab them flesh and rip their heart out, you know. But or even like a love handle or a muscle. You can grab somebody's muscle, a muscle anywhere, or a artery, and grab it and pull it and twist at the same time, and I'll guarantee you. Or even like a taekwondo move where you take their thumb, and they can't really do it to me because I'm double jointed, but they can, seriously, so, well, and then it don't stay there. Um but so, and they can't really do that move on me because it doesn't work. But you can grab somebody's thumb and take it back on their wrist and put them down at their knees, literally. You know, little moves like that, or even wrestling, like half Nelsons, or there's a half Nelson where you get their one arm behind their back and take their head and push it forward as you're pulling their arm back. They're not going to move. I guarantee if somebody tries to grab me, it's like this, slap it out, and then you can elbow them or just, whatever it takes, use your imagination, that type of thing. Because you have to. If you're combating somebody, you have to really be able to move and think, you know. And you do have to size up your opponent. Well, God always tells me where these injured spots are on people. I'm lucky like that. I know your injured hearts, I know your injured minds, and I can sense your injured bodies. So, well, enough about me. I guess it's my channel. I don't know what else to talk about, so there you go. Oh no, I love y'all. Thank you for joining me. Um, I'll let you know how my rolls are. I bet you. You know what? Because I was thinking, I love Pillsbury Grand's cinnamon rolls. Those are really good too, but they're not as good for you as the real ones when you make them at home. So, you know, and maybe if somebody can have carbs, maybe you could make like a cinnamon roll using, can you have, Letty, can you have almond flour or some kind of other flour like that? Maybe you could. Maybe you actually could make like a small batch using that type of thing. Like keto, that lady I gave you her keto channel for keto recipes, which is no carbs or very low carbs. I bet she's got a recipe over there for treats. So I love you all. Thank you for joining me, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace and love from Pine City, Minnesota, USA.